Explore the incredible musical journey of the LeVert family on this edition of Hollywood Insiders. From Eddie LeVert of the OJ to his talented sons Gerald and Sean, discover the lasting impact, chart-topping hits, and tragic loss of R&B royalty. Discover the powerful, heartbreaking story of the LeVert family music dynasty. We trace their journey from early beginnings to massive chart-topping success and the ultimate tragedies that shocked the R&B world. The family roots, the foundation of the LeVert family legacy, belongs to the patriarch Eddie LeVert Sr. The OJ's foundation, born in Alabama and raised in Ohio. Eddie co-founded the Mascot in 1960. They eventually renamed themselves the OJs. By the way, I'm born in Alabama as well. I was born right here in Birmingham. Actually, I'm from the hometown of Eddie Kendrick and Paul Williams of The Temptations. That video's coming. Architect of Soul. As the powerful lead singer, Eddie steered the OJ to massive success under Philadelphia International Records. They released timeless, socially conscious R&B anthems like Love Train and Backstabbers. Music royalty. Growing up, his son Gerald LeVert and Sean LeVert were immersed in the industry. They regularly joined their father on tour, directly inspiring them to pursue their own music careers. How the group got started. Despite their father's massive star power, the group LeVert was not an overnight corporate creation. High school roots. The group formed in 1993 in Cleveland, Shaker Heights, Ohio. Brothers Gerald and Sean team up with their high school friends Marks Gordon. The Basement Grind. The trio spent endless nights in a Cleveland basement, writing songs, arranging harmonies, and practicing dancing moves, earning their way. Pricing. Eddie LeVert initially shopped there for various labels, and they were rejected by every single one. Undetermined, they kept grinding and eventually signed with an independent label, Temporary Records, before landing a major deal with Atlanticus. The era-defining hits. LeVert became a dominant group blueprint for late 80s and early 90s urban male groups, blending traditional soul voice or soulful vocals with up-tempo, synthesized dance beats. Pop Goes My Mind, which is one of my favorites. Back in 1986, featured on their Bloodline album. The slow jam became the very first #1 R&B hit, cementing them as a major force. Casanova, 1987, the biggest signature track. It went to #1 on the R&B charts. Crossed over to #5 on the Billboard Hot 100 and earned them a Grammy nomination. Just Coolin', 1988, a historic track featuring Heavy D, recognized as one of the first mainstream R&B tracks to feature a rapper. Hollywood soundtrack. The trio was popular. They were featured on icon movie soundtracks. They sang "Addict to You," "For Coming to America," "For the Love of Money," "Living for the City," "For New Jack City," where the brothers also made a cameo appearance. Gerald solo and supergroup hits. Gerald later launched a massive success solo career with hits like "Private Line" and the famous duo with his father, "Baby Hold On to Me." He also formed the R&B supergroup LSG alongside Keith Sweat and Johnny Gill, scoring the platinum hit "Body." The tragic ending. In the span of just 18 months, patriarch Eddie tragically outlived both of his talented sons. The loss of Gerald LeVert, 2006, on November 10, 2006. Gerald passed away at the age of 40, while initially rumors pointed to a heart attack. The coroner ruled his death an accident, acute intoxication. He had taken the fatal mix of prescription pain medicine prescribed for severe shoulders and Achilles tendon pain, and over-the-counter anti-tourism. I guess that's how you pronounce that. The loss of Cheryl LeVert, 2008, less than 2 years later, on March 30th, 2008, a 39-year-old Sean passed away after being booked into a Cuyahoga County for unpaid child support. Sean suffered severe complications from a combination of psychosis and a sudden exam while in custody. In this edition of Hollywood Insiders, you're going to learn about the start, how Eddie LeVert laid the foundation and are framed with the legendary soul group, the OJs. Eddie LeVert Sr. emotionally journey after losing his sons is one of the most heartbreaking yet resilient stories in R&B history. After tragically outliving both Gerald and Sean within a 16-month span, Eddie used music, writing, and live performance to process his immense grief and preserve their musical legacy. Finishing Gerald's final album, "In My Songs." When Gerald passed away unexpectedly in November 2006, he was in the middle of recording a collection of passionate love ballads. The triple act, paralyzed by grief but determined to honor his sons, Eddie stepped into the studio to compose, finalize, and push for the release of Gerald's Harlem album, "In My Songs," in early 2007. The emotional toll. Eddie famously stated in an interview that while he was forced himself to laugh through the pain to survive, finishing the project was a mix of tears and laughter, as he deeply missed their daily playful phone calls. The posthumous book, "I Got Your Back." Before Gerald's death, father and son had spent months co-writing a deeply personal memoir titled "I Got Your Back." The bittersweet timeline. Shocking, the duo completed the final page of the book just days before Joe passed away in his sleep. The healing message. Eddie ensured the book was published in 2007 instead of a standard celebrity memoir. It served as a powerful tribute to outlining how they overcome past differences to build an incredible bond, emphasizing the importance of mending broken families. Live music or musical tribute and Wind Beneath My Wing. Eddie has regularly integrated tribute segments into his live concerts, particularly during his solo stop. The BET moments. The family roots, the foundation of the LeVert family legacy, belongs to the patriot Eddie LeVert Sr. The OJ's Foundation, born in Alabama and raised in Ohio. Eddie co-founded the Mascot in 1960. They eventually renamed themselves the OJs, or Eddie Kendrick and Paul Williams. As the powerful lead singer, Eddie ensured moments. In the wake of the tragedies, Eddie performed highly emotionally live tributes alongside R&B icons like Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. He noted that while rehearsal in an empty arena were manageable, looking out at his standing, weeping peers during the actual performance made him battle to pull himself together. The anthem frequently performed their hits. 1995 father-son duo cover of Wind Beneath My Wings. When performing it alone, Eddie used it as a direct message to his late sons, taking their photo on stadium screens, overcoming guilt and finding acceptance. Eddie has been remarkably transparent about the complex mental health toll of outliving his children. The father's regret. In raw interviews, Eddie admitted that he initially went through a dark phase of blaming himself for their premature death. He questioned whether the chaotic lifestyle of a touring musician in the 1970s and 80s had exposed his son to negative elements too early in life. Moving forward, supported heavily by his remaining family and OJ's co-founder, Walter Williams, Eddie eventually found peace by choosing to dust himself off and dedicate his remaining years to loving the family he still has. He continues to keep the memories alive through social media, family live streams, and dedicated album spaces, such as his solo work, I Never Forget You. In the world of music, fame is often fleeting, but family is forever. The story of the LeVert family is not just a story of chart-topping hits or the tragedy, untimely loss that shook the R&B world. At its very core, it is a story of an unbreakable son bond. Eddie LeVert didn't just give his son a blueprint for music genius or greatness. He gave them his heart. And when Joel and Sean were taken too soon, Eddie chose resilience over despair. By finishing Joel's final album, publishing their memoir, and continue to sing their praises on stages across the world. Eddie proved that a father's love can outlast even the deepest grief. The LeVert dynasty gave us anthems that we played for generations, but their greatest legacy remains the raw parents' love between a father and his boys, a bond that no tragedy could ever erase. They truly were and always will remain each other's wind beneath their wings. Thank you for watching this episode of Hollywood Insiders. What is your favorite LeVert or OJ's memories? Let us know down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you never miss out on another deep dive into music history. Till next time, keep the music playing.